Hi everyone, this is Yana from English Buff, and today's topic is IELTS writing, namely writing task 1 of general module. Students who take IELTS exam consider this task to be one of the easiest. Nevertheless, they don't manage to score 7 plus. So, what is the deal? The point is that it's not as easy as it may seem at first glance. But no worries, in this video I will provide you with all the necessary tips that will help you to reach a desirable score and learn more about the structure and the format of IELTS Writing Task 1 General Module. Tip number 1. Read the instruction carefully. It's the most important as the task gives you the hint at the purpose of the letter, the content, the recipient, and the tone of the letter. Let's take a look at their task, which is provided by the official practice materials. So the task is: you recently bought a large expensive item, but when it was delivered to your home, you found some problems with it. Write a letter to the manager of the shop. In your letter, give details of what you bought, describe the problems with the item, and say what you want the shop to do. So, the purpose is to complain about the faulty item. The content is indicated with 3 bullet points, which should be written in 3 separate paragraphs. The recipient is the manager of the shop who you don't know, hence you will address him or her as follows: Dear Sir or Madam. The tone of the letter we identify by the recipient. In our case, it is formal, as we write to the person who we don't know. Tip number 2. Understand different types of letters. There are 3 types of letters in the IELTS: a formal letter, a personal letter, and a semi-formal letter. Formal letters we write to someone who we don't know, such as a company or a manager of the company, as we have in a sample question. A personal letter we write to someone who we know very well, such as our friend. And a semi-formal letter we write to a person we know but not very closely, such as an employer, a neighbor, landlord, etc. This is necessary as it may help you to choose an appropriate tone, vocabulary, and the information which you are going to include in your letter. The next tip: use proper opening and closing. There are different ways to open and close the letter based on who you are writing to. Formal letters we start with Dear Sir or Madam and close with Yours faithfully and your full name. Firstly name and then surname. We begin a semi-formal letter with Dear Mr. for a man, Mrs. for a married woman, Miss for an unmarried woman, and Miss if it is unknown whether the woman is married or not, plus the last name of a recipient. And we close it with Yours sincerely and your full name. The personal letter we begin with Dear and the name of the recipient and close it with best wishes, best regards, with love, love, and your first name. The next tip: structure your letter correctly. So, all in all, there should be approximately 5 paragraphs. So we start with opening, then we have the first paragraph, then the body paragraph, their final paragraph, and closing. The first paragraph in formal and semi-formal letters is devoted to a purpose. You should directly state a purpose of your letter. So it can begin like that: I'm writing in connection with, I'm writing with regard to, I'm writing with reference to, I'm writing to inform you that, or I'm writing to express my dissatisfaction with. Personal letters usually include a greeting first and then the purpose of a letter. It can be something like that. How are the things? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. The reason why I'm writing is main body. In the main body, you may use 3 paragraphs which will cover 3 bullet points from the task. Also, try to include some relevant details to enrich the content of the paragraphs. The final paragraph in formal and semi-formal letters may look like that. Thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward to your immediate response. Don't hesitate to contact me if you have any further questions. I await for your prompt service. Thank you in advance for your kind assistance. The final paragraph in a personal letter may look like that. I can't wait to hear from you. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Convey my regards to your family. Drop me a line as soon as you are free. Tip number 5. Use a wide range of vocabulary. Never use the same words that are given in the task. Try to paraphrase and use the synonyms in order to show the variety and flexibility of your vocabulary. In formal and semi-formal letters, you need to avoid colloquialism, something like idioms and phrasal verbs, and avoid using simple words and repetition. In letters to a friend, you are allowed to use colloquial vocabulary, but you are not allowed to use slang vocabulary. When you're writing a formal letter, try to think about a more formal word for the one that you have written. Here are some examples. Need, require. Take part, participate. Get, acquire. Ask for, appeal for. Carry out, conduct, and etc. There is a great list of academic or formal vocabulary that you can find anywhere on internet. And the last but not the least is grammar. Grammar is one of the 4 areas you will be assessed on. Gaining high marks in this area is not just about making sure that you don't make any mistakes, but it's mainly about using a wide range of structures and complex sentences. The questions will be designed so that you use a wide range of stances. Let's take a look at the sample task once again. So there are 3 bullet points that you should cover in your letter. The first bullet point: give details of what you bought. It requires past. Describes a problem, requires present. Say what you want them to do, present or future, or the best one, conditionals. Try to make a plan before you write and mark the tenses that you are going to use in your plan. That's it. I hope that this video was useful for you. If so, write me in comments and I will make an additional video about IELTS writing tasks. Don't forget to subscribe and see you in a week. Bye bye.